friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will explain one Django project, that is Django REST framework. In short, we can say it DRF. Okay. Here I will explain three different apps in the project. One is function-based view, that is FBV, and the others are class-based view. In short, we can say it CBV, and the last is view set. Okay. Now I am explaining one by one. For this reason, at first I need to explain the settings.py of my project, and here the project name is first. Now I am expanding the folder first, okay, and here we can see many files. Now I am opening the file that is settings.py, and it is one of the vital file of our Django project. Now we can see the settings.py. Here the main portion which are required for change, that is between the install apps, we need to install the apps which are created by us. Okay, and here I created three apps. That's why here I connect the apps. Actually, here I installed the apps. They are app underscore customer, that is it. It is for function based view, and it is app underscore cbp underscore customer, that is for class based view, and at last for view set, and that is app underscore view set underscore customer. Okay, and then dot apps means between this app there is one file, that is apps. Okay, apps.py, and at last after apps then we can see app customer config, app cbb customer config, app view set customer config. These are the class between the apps.py. I will show you, okay, then it will very clear. Now I am expanding one app, and now I am opening one apps.py, and here we can see class app custom config, app customer config, and just in this way we can see the other class of the remaining two apps. Okay, just same. Now I am moving to the settings.py of my project, and here we can see these three lines that already explained by me. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is third party apps. Here we will implement the Django REST framework, DRF. So here we need to install the third party apps, that is REST framework. That's why I have written REST underscore framework between single quotation. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion, and here nothing to change for implementing DRF. Okay. So we can see everything is by default. There is no change. So it is all about settings.py. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is views.py of my function based view app, that is app underscore customer. Now I am coming to the views.py, but before explaining the views.py, I need to explain the URLs of my project, and it is very vital. So I am opening the URLs.py of my project, and here we can see these two lines. At first, I am calling the module admin from Django.contribants. For the second line, I have called the module pattern include from Django.urls. Now, these are the URL patterns. Here, I connect the three different apps. It is for the first app, that is function-based view. It is the second app for class-based view, and at last it is for view set. Okay. Now I am explaining one by one. Now I am coming to the folder, that is app customer. It is one app for function-based view. Now I will open the views.py. Looks over here. It is very vital thing. Okay. At first, I have called many modules. At first, I called the render from Django.shortcuts. Then I called the module response from REST underscore framework dot response. Then I called the module request from REST underscore framework dot request, and at last, no, there is many more. And then I have called the API underscore view from REST underscore framework dot decorators. Then I called the module status from REST underscore framework, and just like this way. Then I have called the customer serializer. It is one class from dot serializers, and it is one file in my app. Then I called the class customer serializer underscore manual from the file serializers underscore manual.py. Okay, and at last, then I called the customer model from dot models. Then I called the query set from django.db.models.query. Okay. Now I am coming to the next vital point, that is decorator. Here we can see at the API underscore view, and between this we can see post. Okay. And here the purpose of this decorator is just converting the Django view to DRF view. DRF means Django REST framework. For converting Django view to DRF view, I have implemented this decorator. Okay, and here I have put post. That means this function based view only accept post. Nothing will accepted by the function based view. The other things except post, they will be rejected by the function. Okay, because I have mentioned only one thing, that is post. For inserting purpose, okay, now I am explaining the function based view, that is register underscore customer, and here the parameter is request. Here we can see three different references, name, address, department, but before this I need to explain the models.py. Okay, then it will be very crystal clear for explanation. So I am moving the portion, that is models.py. Here we can see at first I have called the models from Django.db. Then we can see one class named customer. Then models.model. Just it is for inheritance purpose. And here we can see name, address, department, created at, uploaded at. Here are three, here are five different fields. Okay. And at first name models.char field max length equal to 50. That means it is type of char field, and the maximum length would be 50. More than 50 it is not acceptable. Okay, maximum length is 50. Just same way address is also maximum length 50, requirement also maximum length 50, and if I do not give anything, then by default it will store developer. Then created at models.datetime field auto now at equal to true. That means it is datetime field, and it will be implemented by automatically, and it will store the date time automatically. Then uploaded at, it is very similar to the upper portion that is created at. That's all about models.py. Now I am coming to the previous part, that is views.py. I have explained up to this, and here we can see name, address, department, and name equal to request.data.get, then name, address equal to request.data.get address, department equal to request.data.get department. That means these are coming from the other portion. If I give a response, actually if I give data from postman, then just in this way it will take the data from postman. Okay, I will show how I will implement postman. Okay, then it will be very clear. Now I am explaining the code. After that I will show how I will implement postman. Okay, now I am coming to the next portion, and here name, address, department, these are the references, and which already stored the data from the postman. Okay, and now I have written if not all name, address, department. That means if three are not given, then it will return one response. Then here in key value pair, error is the key, and the value is all fields are required, and status equal to status.http underscore 400 underscore bat underscore request. And this is one type of status. Okay, it is for where request. Now I am coming to the else part. Here I have taken one reference customer underscore created, then initializes with customer model, then name equal to name, address equal to address, department equal to department. Looks over here, the first parts before the equal sign, name, address, department, these are the fields from model. And here, the right side, name, address, department, these are the data coming from Postman. Okay, just here, the data are stored under the name, address, department, which from models.py. Okay, now customer underscore created dot save. That means it will save the data in the database. Now I am coming to the next version. Response data equal to message customer, and here we can see that these are in key value pairs. Message customer, these are the keys, and the right portion are the values. Message each customer registered successfully. Customer here I just passed name, department. Okay. Now return response underscore data status equal to status dot http underscore 201 underscore created. That means the status is for creation of customer. Okay, and the response underscore data is just it. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is the decorated API view, and here I have passed get for displaying the all data from the database. Okay, so nothing will be acceptable except get. Okay, here similarly I have written the function based view display underscore customer, and the request is one parameter. Then I have checked if request.method equal to get, and then if it is okay, then I have taken one reference customers which is query set type, and here I have implemented ORM customer.objects.all. Here customer is the model, objects is the mapper, and all is the ORM. Okay. Here the all data will be stored in the reference customers. Then I am coming to the serializer, which is very vital point in DRF. Okay, and here we can see serializer equal to customer serializer underscore manual. Then I have passed two parameters. One is customers, and the other is many equal to true. And the purpose of many equal to true means if there will many data, then many equal to true. It will execute one by one. Okay, and the customers is the all, this is the reference, and here I passed that reference. Okay, now I have returned the response with serializer.data and status equal to 201. Serializer.data means just data from serializer. Okay, and I now explaining what is the purpose of serializer. It is very vital point in DRF. In DRF, actually serializer converted the data from query set to JSON, and also it can convert data from JSON to query set, and it is the purpose of the serializer, just converting the query set to JSON and just vice versa. Okay, now I am coming to the next portion, that is patch. Also I have implemented one decorator API underscore view, and here I passed patch. That means it will accept the patch, nothing else. Okay, and here I have written one function, that is function based view update underscore patch underscore API, and here I have passed two parameters. One is request and the other is PK. Here PK is for primary key. Okay, and here initially it will store nothing, that's why I have initialized it with none, and here I have implemented try except, and it is very important to implement try except, because if there is any error, then it will not crash the program. Okay, that is the purpose for using try and except. And here I have written the customer reference, which is customer type, and it will take data when pk equal to pk. That means it will store the data for the customer which already passed in the upper portion. Okay, and then except customer dot does not exist. That means when the primary key is not valid, then except will work, and it will return one response, that is error customer not found, status 404 not found. Okay, now I am coming to the next portion, that is serializer, and which is type of customer serializer. And here I have written customer serializer, and I have passed three parameters: customer data equal to request data partial equal to true. Actually, the purpose of batch is for partial updation. Okay, if I want only update one field, two field, but not all field, then it is very important, that is batch. And here partial equal to true, because here we can update partially. That's why I have written partial equal to true. Okay, and here at first customer, that is one argument, then data equal to request.data, then partial equal to true. Now I am coming to the next portion. If serializer is underscore valid, when the serializer is valid, then what will we do? Then we will do serializer.save. Just we will save the serializer. Then return response serializer.data. Just it will show the data of the serializer and status equal to status.http underscore 200 underscore okay. It is one type of status, and else when it is not valid, then it will return one response serializer.errors, and just it is one type of status. Now I am coming to the next portion, and here I have implemented API view, which is also a decorator, and here I have passed all put. What means fully updation. Okay, here we need to give all the fields. If we not give all the fields, then it will not work. That is the purpose of put. Just fully updation. It is the purpose of put. Here I have written one function with view that is update underscore put underscore API, then request colon request. Here pk equal to request dot data dot get ID. Just it will get the data of the ID from postman. And if not pk, then it will return one response error ID not provided, and it is also type of status. Then here also I have implemented try except. Just it will find the customer the primary key that is this, and if it is not valid the primary key, then the except will work. And when customer does not exist, it will return one response error customer not found, and it is one type of status. Now I am coming to the next person, that is serializer, and here customer serializer, and here I have passed customer and data equal to request dot data. That means the customer is the previous data, and the data equal to request dot data. That means the data comes from postman. Okay, so it will update the data from postman. Okay, and now I am coming to the next portion, that is if serializer dot each underscore valid. When serializer is valid, then save will work, and then it will return one response, that is serializer.data status equal to status.http underscore 200 underscore okay. Okay, just it will return one response, that is serializer.data status equal to status.http underscore 200 underscore okay. And when it is not valid, then else will work. And here we can see return response serializer.errors status equal to status.http underscore 400 underscore bad underscore request. That means it will return the error. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is for delete. Here it is one decorator, that is API view, and here I have passed the delete. Then I am coming to the next function based view, that is delete underscore API, and it is one parameter, that is request. And here pk each one reference equal to request dot data dot get ID. If not pk, then it will return a response error ID not provided status equal to 400. That means when primary key is not founded, then it will return one response error ID not provided status equal to 400. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is try. Here one reference is customer, and here it is customer type customer dot objects dot get pk equal to pk. That means it will find the customer where the primary key equal to the value of ID. Okay, just it will store the data for the particular customer. Then I have written customer dot delete. That means it will delete the customer. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is return response message customer deleted successfully status equal to 200 except customer dot does not exist. That means when customer does not exist, it will return one response error customer not found, and here status equal to 200. That's all about views.py. Now I am coming to the urls.py. Here I have called the module part from Django.urls. Also, I have called the register underscore customer, display underscore customer, update underscore page underscore API, update underscore put underscore API, delete underscore API, dot views. And here we can see the URL patterns. Now I will show it by postman. Okay. Before that, I will show serializers.py. And here we can see it is model serializer. And what is the difference between normal serializer and model serializer? That is very important. If I implement only normal serializer, then I need to define the function for clear and update. But when I will implement model serializer, then everything will be implemented automatically. There no need for implementing the create, update, etc. Okay. And here we can see the format for date time, month, and here I have written one class that is meta, and here I pass model name and the fields name. Okay. Now I will show it by postman. Here at first I will post data. That means I will register data. That's why I am changing it to post, then body, then raw. For that, but it is not working. But now it will work. Okay. So at first I will register data. So at first I need to give the route. So for post, 8,000 plus customer. Okay. Now here I will give data. At first name, of, then I will give address, that is Kolkata. Then I will give the next thing, that is department. Okay. Department I am giving Java. Okay. Now I will normally sending. Here we can see one message customer registers. Okay. Now I will show the data from the data. That's why I am sending it 8. And here I need to change the route, and it's it. Here just I will go and here we can see there are two data. That's why we can see two data. Okay. Now I will implement patch. But I need to see the URL is update patch. Get patch API. Just I am giving just one ID. Just I am giving one. Okay. And here that means partial update. So I will update the name. Let it was Rahul. Okay. And I will update anything. Only I will update the name. Okay. Just I am clicking on send. Then we can see the name has been changed and now it is Rahul Jana. Before that it was only Rahul. Okay. Successfully. Okay. Now, and it is good. Before we see the route. Okay. And it is the route. what is update underscore put underscore API. Okay. So I am giving the URL on the postman. Here no here I no need to give the ID. Okay, I will pass the ID between the dictionary between the curly bracket. Okay, so I am coming to the postman, and here I am giving the route name, that is update underscore put underscore API, update underscore put underscore API. Okay, there no need to give the ID. Okay, I will give the ID in between the curly bracket. Okay, update put API. Is it right? I think it is right. Before that, I need to see it again. Update underscore put underscore API. Okay, okay, it is right. Now I need to give every field. Okay, just I am targeting ID equal to 1. Okay, just I am giving, and I will update it fully. Okay, ID equal to 1. Then the name is Rahul. I will change it only Rahul. Just I am giving Rahul. Okay, name colon Rahul. Now I am coming to the next button, that is address. I am giving address. Previously it was Riga, now I am uh, Kolkata. Kolkata. Okay. Now I am giving. No, every field has been given by me. Now I will click on send. Looks over here. Previously the address was different. Now it is Kolkata. Okay. Also the name is also different. Previously I think it was Rahul. Now it is only Rahul. Okay. So put works very nice. Now I will show delete. Just here I need to change the URLs, that is delete underscore API. Okay. Delete underscore API. Now I will pass only ID. I will pass only ID. Let's see what will happen. I'm clicking on send, and here we can see one message: customer deleted successfully. So previously there were two customers, now one customer have been deleted. So we will see now how many customers in the database. So I am changing it to get, and I need to change also the URL, that is display. Okay, display, and now I need to erase this. Now I will click on send. Now we can see only one customer. Okay, the other has been deleted successfully. That's all about function based view. Now I am moving to the class based view. It is the class based view, and at first I am coming to the use.py. Here I have called the module API view from REST underscore framework dot views. I have called the module response from REST underscore framework dot response. Similarly, I have called status customer serializer underscore manual. Okay. Now we can see here it is one class register customer view API view. That means here I have implemented inheritance. API view is the base class and it is the DRF class. Here previously in function based view I have implemented many decorators, but looks over here, there is no decorators. Post for inserting data, get for showing data, patch for partial update, put for complete update, and delete for deletion. Okay. Now I will explain one by one. At first, I am explaining the post. Here are two parameters, segment request, and here name address department. And actually, the previous model with using I am using the previous model, that is customer, from the function based view app. Okay. Here name address department are storing data from the postman. That's why I have written name equal to request dot data dot get name. Address equal to request dot data dot get address. Department request dot data dot get department. Just in this way, it is taking data. Okay. Then hash validation. If not all name address department, then return a response error. All fields are required. That means when these three fields are not taken data, then it will return one response. All fields are required. And then status equal to status dot http underscore 400 underscore bat underscore request. Okay. Then I have taken one customer underscore created reference. Then customer name equal to name, address equal to address, department equal to department. Then customer underscore created dot step. That means I am saving the customer underscore created. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is response underscore data, and it is one dictionary, and here message customer are the keys, and the right portion are the values, and the message is customer registered successfully, and here I have first name and department. Okay, and here I am returning the response underscore data status equal to status dot http underscore to swipe underscore created. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is the display customer view, and here it is the function, that is dev get self comma request, and here I have taken one reference, that is customers, and here the customers reference will store the all data for the customers, and that's why I have written customer dot objects dot all. Okay, then serializer equal to customer serializer underscore manual customers main equal to true. Just it is same as previous. Main equal to true means there can be many customers for this, for many iteration. Here I have written main equal to true. Okay, then print serializer data, just it is for printing what is the data from the serializer. Okay, if I do not write it, there will no problem. Then return response serializer dot data status equal to status dot http underscore 200 underscore. Okay, now I am coming to the next portion, that is class update customer patch view API view. Just here also it is inheritance, and here patch means partial update. Here I have passed three parameters, self request and PK. PK for primary, and here I have implemented try except for if I give any wrong data, then it will not crash the program. That's why I have implemented the try except. Okay, and here customer equal to customer dot objects dot get pk equal to pk. Okay, just here the customer reference will store the data for a particular customer, and then if customer does not exist, then it will return one message customer not found, then status equal to this. And now I am coming to the portion of serializer. Serializer equal to customer serializer underscore manual customer data equal to request dot data first equal to true. Customer means the data for the previous data equal to request dot data that's are coming from the postman. Partial equal to true means I will implement here partial update. That's why I have written partial equal to true. Then if serializer dot is valid, serializer dot save. That means when serializer is valid, then it will save the serializer normal thing, and then it will return the response serializer dot data, and it is one type of status. And here if any errors, then it will return the response serializer dot errors and status, this type of status. Now I am coming to the next portion for full update, that is full. And here I have passed self and request, and PK1 reference will store the ID from postman, and if there will not any PK, then it will return one response error ID not provided. And here is error status, status equal to status dot http underscore 400 underscore bat underscore request try colon customer equal to customer dot objects dot get pk equal to pk. That means here just it will store the customer data. Okay, and except equal to except customer dot does not exist, return response. When there will no customer, then it will return one response and the error customer not found. And similarly for status. Now I am coming to the next portion, serializer. Serializer equal to customer serializer underscore manual customer data equal to request dot data. Just here I have passed two things. One is customer and the other is data. That means the previous data each for each in customer, and the data from postman that is data. Okay, and now I have written if serializer dot is valid, When it is okay, then I have written serializer.save. It will save the data. Then it will return the response serializer.data status equal to status of history underscore 200 underscore okay. And if it is not okay, then it will return the response for errors. Now I am coming to the next version for delete. It is very similar as the previous. PK equal to request the data dot get ID. It just stores the data from for the ID from the postman. Then if not PK, if there is no data for PK, then it will return one response that is error. I did not provide it, and it is one type of status. And then I have implemented the try except try customer equal to customer dot objects dot get PK equal to PK. And here just customer reference will store for one particular customer. Then customer dot delete, it will delete the customer data from the database. Then return response. Here I have returning the message as customer deleted successfully, and here it is also one type of status. Then except customer dot does not exist. Return response. Error customer not found. Status equal to status dot HTTP underscore 404 underscore not underscore found. That means when there is no customer, and then it will show it customer not found and status equal to this type of status. And then except exception HE. If there is any error, any different error, then this person will work. Okay. Now I am coming to the URLs.py. This is the file for URLs.py. At first, I have called it a module part from Django.urls. Then I have imported the class base view, register customer, update customer, register customer view, update customer view, delete customer view. In this way, I have called the four class base view. Okay. Then URL patterns. There are more many parts. Part register, display, update patch, int, pk, update underscore put, delete, and just in this way we can write the class base view, register customer view dot as view, name equal to register customer, name equal to display customer, just in this way. And it is same as the previous. Actually, if I give the route in the postman, just the output is totally same, which I already explained in postman. So I am not showing this again. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion, that is view set. And it is for view set. It is same as the class based view. Looks over here, it is same as the class based view. But there is one different thing, that is the urls.py of my app view set. Okay. So I am not explaining it again because it is just same as the previous, but here each one different thing. I will explain it. Patch means partial update, and here put here is one for create, for it is just for insertion, which already explained by me. Then the other is list. That means it will show the all customers just like get. Okay. And then retrieve. Actually, it is for particular customer. Now I am explaining it. And the other different is in class based view there were different class, but here only one class. Between the class there is the methods. Okay. I am explaining it. It is it was not in the previous portion. Retrieve self request pk equal to none. Request pk equal to none. Here try except between try customer equal to customer dot objects dot get pk equal to pk and except customer dot does not exist, return the response error customer not found, status equal to status dot http underscore 404 underscore not underscore found. Actually, when customer is not exist, then this portion will work. Then serializer equal to customer serializer customer. I have just passed the customer for specific customer. Okay, then it will return the response serializer data, and it is one type of status. Okay, and here just it is targeting one particular customer. Then it is patch. Patch means partial update. Already I have explained it in previous portion. Then update put. It is for total updation. Also, it also explained by me in previous portion. Okay. Now I am coming to the next portion. That is delete. Also, I have explained it. The different thing is urls.py. This is the different part. Okay. Here from rest underscore framework dot routers import default router. Here I have called the default router from rest underscore framework dot routers. Then I have called customer view set from dot views. Here it is one object router equal to default router. Then I have registered in this line, then URL patterns equal to router dot URLs. But in the previous portions, I have implemented the URL patterns by my own. Actually, these were implemented by manually. But here we cannot see the different URLs. Actually, the URLs have been managed here automatically. That's why here no need to write manually. Okay, that's all about today's video. Okay, thanks for watching.